What if your brain is sabotaging you on purpose, not because something is wrong with you, but because it's doing exactly what it was trained to do? Every time you get close to success, it pulls the emergency brake, and you feel it as procrastination, distraction, the sudden urge to do anything else than what really matters and what you desire. I'm going to show you the exact mechanism behind this and how to rewire your mind for success. My name is Antoniana. I'm a hypnotherapist and I help people rewire their subconscious for success. If you've ever looked at your own life and thought, why can I not just do the thing? I know what I want, I can see it, I can feel it. So why am I still here not doing it? That feeling is so much more common than you may think. Some of them are the most driven, ambitious people you would ever meet, and they are completely stuck at the beginning a lot of the time because they know what they want. They can picture it, they have something planned out, and something keeps pulling them back to the starting line. Procrastination is not a time management problem, it is an emotional regulation problem. It is about how your brain handles uncomfortable feelings. Here's what happens. The moment you think about doing something that actually matters to you, your brain generates a negative emotion. It could be self doubt, could be this quiet whisper that says, what if you try and it's still not enough? And your brain will do anything to make that feeling stop. You research the thing instead of actually doing the thing. And the second you do that, the feeling goes away. You feel relief. And that relief is the trap. Behaviors that get rewarded get repeated. Avoid the scary thing and you get to feel better. So it starts doing it automatically faster each time before you even realize it's happening. You didn't choose to procrastinate, your brain chose it for you. Researchers call this the avoidance loop. And here's the thing nobody tells you, every single time you go through that loop, you are physically strengthening the neural pathway for avoidance. The circuit gets faster, more automatic, more invisible. And the part of your brain that's supposed to push you to act gets weaker and weaker, like a muscle you completely stop using. So the longer this goes on, the harder it feels to move because the wiring is getting more set. This is what keeps happening when you have a dream and somehow never move towards it. It is a circuit, and the good news is circuits can be rewired. But here's where it gets really interesting. Your brain is so good at this that it does not even let you sit there feeling guilty about doing nothing. It disguises the avoidance so perfectly that you generally believe that you are being productive. The first one is perfectionism, where you feel like you need to be perfect in every single aspect of your life in order to feel okay. Research shows that people who score higher on perfectionism are actually bigger procrastinators, not because they don't care, but because they care so much that starting feels more dangerous than not starting at all. There's a study on perfectionist professors that found that they publish fewer papers than their less perfectionist colleagues, even when they work just as hard. Think about that. More effort, less output. The second disguise is the sneaky one, and this one gets almost everyone. This is called productive procrastination. You're researching, you're planning, you're reorganizing your workspace, you're watching videos about the thing instead of doing the actual thing in and of itself, and it feels productive. It feels like progress. But what your brain is actually doing is finding a task that feels safe enough to do without any real risk. So, if this is a wiring problem and not a willpower problem, what actually changes the wiring? I'm going to give you three things. The first two come straight from the research, and the third one is what I use with my clients and the piece that actually gets to the root. The first fix is almost embarrassingly simple. You just have to start. Not do it perfectly, not necessarily finish, not feel ready to do it, but just start. Your brain is lying to you about how bad it's going to make you feel. So make the start very small. You can just put your shoes on. The goal is to just break the loop. And once you break it, the rest will follow. When you notice yourself avoiding, stop and ask, what am I actually feeling right now? I'm afraid of what happens if it actually works. Just naming the emotion is enough to put you out of the emotional response and back into your rational brain. Neuroscience backs this up. Labeling an emotion reduces activity in the amygdala, which is your brain's alarm system, the part that's been treating your dream like a threat. Once you begin to name it, the alarm can get quieter. And the third one, this is what I want you to hear. Everything we just talked about, the loop, the avoidance, the pattern of dreaming and not doing it, it didn't start recently. It started a long time ago. At some point, usually when you were young, your nervous system learned something. It learned that trying and failing was humiliating. Maybe wanting things too much led to disappointment. Maybe there were moments where going after something felt genuinely unsafe. And your subconscious filed that away as a rule. Don't try, stay small, play it safer. And that's the rule that has been quietly running in the background ever since. And this is why the awareness alone doesn't always stick within you. You can know all of this, you can set the timer, you can name the feeling, but your subconscious is still running the program that says going after this is dangerous. You will keep finding your way back to the loop. This is exactly what I work in with my clients in the subconscious mind with hypnosis. In this space, you can access the subconscious directly, and you can actually find where that rule was created and you can update it, not by pushing through it, but by going where it lives and neutralizing it. I've had clients who have been stuck for years suddenly be able to move because they resolved the thing underneath that was making the movement feel impossible. I went through this myself within my business. I had things I wanted to build within it. I could see them clearly, and I kept doing everything around them, watching all the YouTube videos in the world instead of actually doing the things. I thought I was being strategic and just getting more knowledge, but I was avoiding just in the way that I looked productive. And when I did the deeper work on what was underneath that, everything began to shift, and I actually just began doing the thing because I stopped being run by a belief I didn't even know that I really had, that it was scary to fail. I didn't want to fail, so I didn't even start. If you dream big and then you do nothing, that is not who you are. It's a loop, and loops can be rewritten. I have a free discovery call linked below for one-on-one hypnotherapy sessions, and we talk about how we can reprogram your subconscious mind for success and what challenges are stopping you from being successful in the areas of your life in which you desire. And if this resonated, subscribe because this is exactly what I talk about here. My name is Antonia, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.